Well, hello, folks. Good people of YouTube land, ladies and gentlemen, and others. Welcome to another episode of What Does Ian Actually Achieve in his shed in a day, or how I procrastinate and get nothing done whatsoever. However, it's a balmy 8 degrees according to the thermometer. But I've got a few things to do, and then I've really got to tackle my self-made problem. And we'll discuss that when we go in there, but let's talk about out here. So I think in my last video, I was doing some tidying up in the garden, wasn't I? Sorting out all the plant pots and getting rid of the old plants and getting ready. And then, you may not know this, but this bamboo curtain which hides everything came out to about here. So I've managed to move that back almost a yard, a metre. And that came about because I've got a request to make. Although I've moved that back, the wife looked through the blinds this morning and said, "God, what a wonderful view I've got." And I said, "Well, don't worry, it's going. I've got a request to make a wood burner." So I said, that'll be gone, like, today. Okay. And then, of course, we've got the Make a Table challenge coming up in February. And I'm turning this around in my head and thinking, well, how can it be, maybe I can utilise a gas bottle. In which case I thought, well, it needs a lid, doesn't it? A top, not a lid. It needs a table, it needs a top. So I'm thinking, well, that's about a nice size. If I'm sitting down there and I've got a beer, apparently one of the stipulations is it must be able to hold a glass. Now these details have got to be thrashed out yet in a forthcoming and upcoming live stream. Whether it's a bottle and a glass, 2 glasses, big glass, pint glass, shot glass, I don't know. But at the moment there I'm thinking, well, I could do something with that. Obviously painting or even cut holes in it or whatever. Top. I think I'm already on a winner. However, I don't look like I put much effort into that, so everybody seems to be making stuff out of pallet wood. So I've got some pallet wood here, and I'm thinking, well, what I can do, I can plane down and rebate this pallet wood, like that. I don't know if you're going to get the gist of this, but rebate it and sort of edge it. Inset the aluminium, inset that plate. I'm just toying with the idea at the moment. I have to be careful, I don't want too many people to be pinching my ideas. That German, that Canadian, and that guy down in Middle Earth. Right, that's not what this video is about. This video is about in there. Well, it is kind of, because I can't deal with that until I deal with in there. Well, I guess the problem starts here, really. So let's lean back as far as I can and say, and I'm sure people have been watching on my live streams and I'll tell them it's a green screen behind me. They don't believe me. Well, you're right. That's the ugly truth. It's there. It ain't going anywhere. How did that come about? Well, combination of things, really. My son moved out. My son moved home. Not moved out of here. My son moved home. And in that process, I stored a few things for him, which are still here. Like, there in that box is a surround sound DVD player and an Xbox. Now there is some kitchen appliances behind there as well, juicers, coffee maker, etc. There's also something like this as well, which I thought would be helpful. It's a Bluetooth mobile speaker. However, it's got the old iPad connector on, not the lightning connector. And then I cleared that shed, and I might have to put a link in because it's a while back now, and I didn't leave much behind. A bit like the ultimate recycler, he clears sheds out. And there's things in there which I thought might be useful, but then again, I haven't looked at them since. So we've got, you know, a few drills and chargers. There were nuts and bolts, and there was all sorts. And then I brought half a factory home in my shed. Yeah, half a factory home I brought, and most of it's still here. And again, you'd have to look back in me past videos if you're interested in watching that. But amongst it, seeing that it was an engineering factory, there's a lot of good stuff. Well, nah, probably rephrase that. It was good stuff that I took it with them. They probably thought it weren't worth taking with them, but for someone like me who ain't got anything, it's probably good stuff. Maybe repairable. I watch a guy called Zvonimir Babik, and he's just repaired. He makes a lot of his own tools, etc. He's got a milling machine, a lathe, and he's just repaired a vise. I guess because he had to repair it. You know, he did it. I didn't think you could do it that way. It was cast iron, but he MIG welded it, and then he machined it, and it does the job. And that's the end of the day. That's what all you can expect out of a tool. If you're a home workshop, you don't have to have, you know, Abwood, Kurt, you know, that beautiful, but lots of money. And well, I ain't got lots of money. I ain't got a workshop yet. Although behind there, believe it or not, there is a milling machine and a metal lathe, a Myford Super 7, which, this whole process of this, I'm going to have to get at it. So let's continue a bit, because today, Sunday, my task to myself is I'm going to start doing something with this lot. You know, there's I'll open that. There's boxes and boxes of that stuff. What's in there? Oh, Cruiser Max beer memorabilia, which I need to post sometime this year. That was Son's Hoover. That's his Dyson Hoover, which he never probably want. Fan, me guitar, when I get up to daft things on live streams. A couple of more micrometers. A pain in my life. These are those LCD panels, because I was never happy with the lighting in there, so that's a job I need to get round to. Speaking of lighting panels, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 fluorescent lighting panels, and I got them before I got them. Project I need to finish off. Oh, here's something I need to do. Because you collect, as a scrapper, you collect so many vacuum cleaners, you end up with all the tools. Well, I don't need a box full of vacuum cleaner tools, so that can be sorted out. It's part of my lad stuff: salt, pepper, surround sound speakers, torch, kit. It's stuff I need to sort out. If I get down here, I'll probably never get up again. Boosh. bolt together extruded aluminium, but it's got like T-slots in it that move up and down, so I've kept them. They'll come in handy sometime. A very old, that's at least 30 years old, fridge compressor. It's been on YouTube and I've seen that you can make silent air compressors out of a fridge compressor, so that's been there 3 years. Big old Kango from that factory. There's loads of air tools from that. Bang. There's loads of air tools from that factory, like including this like hacksaw, saber saw, Senga. Don't even know if it works. We'll get there eventually, but we'll never get there as long as it's just stacked in here. See, that's what happens. You end up breaking the box open. Oh, that certainly looks like a big old vise down at the bottom there. Oh, tell you what, move that to one side. That came from that factory as well. It's probably broken, but a height gauge. These were off me. Roof racks off me Skoda. They may, with a bit of adjustment, fit the Volvo, but we will see outside. Oh, that's it. That's something interesting, isn't it? It's round. It's got graduations on it. I don't know if you can see very well. Lever that comes up and down, so I guess that's going to turn round. Again, that came from that factory. Oh my god, there's so much stuff in here from that factory. I do need to sort it out. Oh, there we go. That's the up and down axis on the mill. Told you there's a mill under here. An index model 40H. Right, let's go in there. Well, with a bit of grunting and groaning, I managed to get up off my knees. Right, other stuff on this side as well. Now, I don't know if this is a tub full of stuff I need to break down. Looks like it. I put it there, it's all electrical stuff to break down. Bag of rags. We all need bag of rags. 3 alcoholic beverages. I ain't gonna call them beers, and eventually we'll get around to one. We might tattle this one at the end of this video. Anyway, in here, because this is where I'm gonna start. Okay. And I look at this lot and I think, well, I've practically done all my scrap, apart from what's there. So I figured in my head, if I put that lot here in my way, I'll have to do something about it. That's kind of Ian's logic, isn't it? Because I'm going to have to, I've only got this space to make a table in. You know, I've already told them 3, Canadian, that German, and that guy from Middle-earth. Mine has to be a small table. I can't make a big table. I've only got this space. So I'm saying if I put that in my way, I have to deal with it. Which, of course, if that's here, then I'll have some space there. And then that lot there can go there. So it's simple, doesn't it? I mean, look at that. I've got a pillar drill here. You don't think so of it. I've cleverly disguised it with a you know, a table that goes that way and that way. Oh my giddy aunt. Right. What have we got? Picked that up the other day. I charged it up for a full day. Everything worked. The lights came on. The compressor worked. The day after, pressed the button and it went like to red. So that's scrap. That to break up yet. Drill. These, probably people may recognise, have come off exhausts. Well, that's kind of, I've got this, I've always had this idea of wanting to make a robot wood burner, a bit something like Bender, and I think that I can do that with those. That could be his arms. So I've kept them. Oh, I need to deal with that. You know, if you was to want to buy one of those brand new, that would cost you around about $5,000. Well, there's probably about, I'll hazard a guess, £3 worth of scrap in it. £3 in money. I've got, not in weight. Right. Got my egg. And I have a big egg somewhere as well. I might wait till Easter and do both eggs together. I've got that braking mechanism off that motor. I still want to play around with that, put some voltage to it and see what happens. But again, stick it in front of me. I've got a problem. Here's a repair. This is my sander. It does work. Not a problem with it. But it's losing its hook, so it's no longer, if I put those sanded pads on that have the fluff on the side, it no longer sticks, so it's no longer self-adhesive, self-sticking pads. So I need to do something about that. I see there's little screws in there, so it might be I can unscrew that pad and buy a new one, put it on. But having said that, this is a work zone. That could be Aldi. So that probably only cost me less than £10 anyway. It might be better just buying a new one. We've got a coolant pump with some wire. And I saved that wire because somebody said they were sending me a wire stripper. It's not come yet. But I might just strip it. Get it out of the way. Right. I'm not going through the rest of it. Yeah. Oh, you can feel the pain, can't you? You can feel the pain. It's all pain brought on by myself. I've no one else to blame. Yeah, I could blame them people who said, here, can you come and clean me place out? Or the guy who said, oh, there's half a factory here, if you want to pick it up here. I could have said no. I could have said no. I'm not very good at saying no. So there's a whole series of videos on me saying no. Let me crack on for a bit. Bring you back when a little bit further on. Okay, well, I said I'd be back, but typically of me, I've ended up getting sidetracked. I've ended up playing. So as you can see, I've pulled all that scrap out of here, you know. There's a coolant pump there, which may or may not work. You know, bits and pieces. The trouble is, I watch people like Brutus Metal Arts and Barbie the Welder, Bodge, Chris the Bodge, and I end up saving, you know, cutlery for doing art, which I'll probably never ever get round to. You know, shark scrapper took apart I can't remember, a cell tower box for all the goodies inside of it, and I said, well, I'd end up keeping the box. And likewise, I've got this box here. It's got a transformer inside of it. I think it's out of an alarm system. I don't know, but there we go. I want to test that transformer, if it's like 240 volts down to 24 volts. It'll come in handy someday. So I'm going to crack on, but as I said, I got waylaid. So I've got this battery charger that guy said to me, he said, used to work, now it don't. So he gave it me. Now, I've tested it and the fuse is okay. There's the lid. A quick inspection, I don't see much wrong, apart from the gauge has suffered some heat damage. And I don't know what's caused that. So I've had a look at it. Here we go, on and off. I've not switched it on yet. It's a boost, so it's minimum boost charge, battery charge, and that shows a guy pushing a car. So I'm going to say a start. So it's 24 volts, it's 12 volts. Rigged it up for 12 volts at the moment. Got the contacts in there. We're going to switch it on. We're going to see if it goes bang. However, it says here 2 times 50 amp fuse. So there's got to be a fuse link between there. And I don't have a 50 amp fuse link. But for the sake of testing it, I have found this .25 amp fuse. Can only go bang, can't it? Or set the place on fire. However, I'm only going to show this. I had a quick look down here, because working out the wiring, they're saying, well, that's the neutral, the return, the black, and that goes direct to there. I was like, well, what goes to there then? And it can only be that if those two are linked, then that's supplying the return back to the, I don't know, I really don't. End of the day, it's a transformer with some big diodes in to make it DC, and that's about it. It's easy enough to see on that side. You've just got links going to 12 volts, 24 volts. So there's 2 different tappings off the windings. However, I did some wiggling about, because I thought, well, what could have caused that? If that's stuck in there, then maybe that's touched something. And when I move this, it's aluminium. And it's melted. You can't focus there, but it's melted off that terminal. And you can see here there's been some heat damage. So that gives me the opportunity to drill a hole through there and connect it onto there. And drill a hole through there, connect it onto there, and switch it on and see if it goes bang. Come on, what can go wrong? The worst, we can just have a spark, bang. No, the worst is we can have a fire. I doubt it. But just in case, we've got a fire extinguisher here. Rated for electrical fires. Just like to let you know. However, I'll be more like David Carradine out of Kung Fu when he picked that burning cauldron up and went through the door, because I don't really want to set that off in here and cover the whole shed full of like white powder. I'll be more likely to pick it up and run outside while it's flaming. Oh well, we have got it plugged into the RCD, and we're now going to switch it on. Yeah, as you can see, so in theory, I've just bypassed that fuse link. You know, I've not bypassed it, I've put another fuse in, but only half the rate. But there's no load on it, so we'll see what happens. I've got my multimeter onto there, and if we start buzzing and getting any noise, I'll touch the positive and see if we get a voltage out. I doubt it, I don't know. I've had a good look, I can't really see anything up with it. Right. Which one's test, reset, red on, black off, so I'll press that. So we're red. That's not good idea, is it? I don't know, it's all covered in plastic. Watch that bit and that bit. Well, it's making noises with no load on. We've got it insulated, by the way. So are we going to draw 12 volts? Wow, just over 12 volts. So, what does that mean? Any electricians, electronic people out there? That ain't moving. I'll tell you what, next thing is to put it on a battery to see if it takes a load. I guess what I found this battery. But first, I suppose we need to see if we gain anything off this. I'm sorry about this, is going to be awkward. Where are we? Can't even see it myself. Right, so we've got 9.6 volts in this 12 volt battery. Okay, so we've got something in it. Right, connect that to that, switch on, see if it draws any amps. This is why I don't ever get anything done in here, I end up playing. So that to that, we switch on, and the meter ain't moving. So what does that mean? Does it mean the meter's broke? I ain't touching anything. We know we're getting 12 volt. We know we're getting voltage out. I'm a bit beyond my skill set here. You know what we've got to do next, don't you? And that didn't move. Still didn't move. That could be burnt out. I mean, we'll go back to just 12 volts. Right. Can I put my meter across there now to see what's going in? Alright, so okay, we've got the probe twisted around there, and we're on to right, so there's 14 volts now going into this. So what does that mean? It was putting out 12 point something volts without a load on. With a load on, it's now putting 14 volts out. And like I said, I'm a little bit outside my skill set here. So is that what batteries are supposed to do? It's supposed to draw more power if they're needed. Nothing is smelling. I'm upset about that. I've got an ammeter, so let's go and get my ammeter. Where would I put my ammeter? Round that cable. Right, it took a little bit of a search, but I finally found it. Bought this cheap. It were cheap. It's I can't remember. It was off an auction site, and I don't know why anybody didn't bid more. But I think I give £12.50 for it. It's a proper make. Hell, I did have to drive about 8 miles to pick it up, 7 miles to pick it up. But right, I've never actually opened it. I don't know how to use it. There's instructions there, but I know you just put it round something like that. Right, so switch it to, well, we've got a 25 amp fuse. So, right, switch that to, oh, something's come up. On, 40 amp. Now then, that ammeter is connected across that bridge, and that link is this. So that's how it measures across the load. So that means I can put this across there and switch it on. Right. Is that how it works? Well, we'll switch on. Right, so says my battery's no good. My name weren't in it. We didn't have bad luck, and I've no luck at all. Right, listen, I'm just playing here, so we'll revisit this sometime in the future. I'll do some research on the old YouTube, Google, try getting a little bit knowledge of what I'm doing, and we'll revisit it. I need to crack on. Alright, well, I left it running for 5 minutes just because I wanted to see that did it put any charge in. If you remember, it was 9.46 volts. Wow, 10.4898. It's staying 7. No, I'm twisting this. 7. Is it dropping voltage? 6. Yeah, so it's put a volt in 5 minutes. I don't know if that, and it dropped into 4.5. I don't know if that battery's any good or not. It just came out of, I think, came out of one of these things. Right, tidy up the bench. Well, you know what happens when you start procrastinating? No, when you start playing. Well, one, you enjoy yourself, but you don't get anything done. As you can see now, I've lost the light. However, and probably not easy to see, because there's no light on, but all the rubbish is gone. So my wife has got a tidy garden back. Right, let's go and have a look at the bench. Well, before we get to the bench, which is not looking as tidy as it was earlier, the choices are not really good, are they? Hip, dip, dash, my blue sash, sailing on the water like a cup of saucer, hip, dip, dash. Oh, it looks like it's the no stout about it, vanilla stout. Oh, well, listening to a bit of Neil Diamond, actually. Well, let's show you. Right, you're going to see something that not even I've seen for a good while. Well, that's all that space over there. Many years ago, I bought all these little boxes, and I spent hours separating everything. You know, oh look, car fuses, screws, all sorted out. It goes from there all the way to the wall. But obviously, you can't get at it. There's all sorts of stuff in them. Believe it or not, I am quite organised. It's just I don't have any room. I have no space. So anyway, we've cleared all that. So as I said, some of that stuff can come over here because all my tools are over here. My drill bits, my old making bits, my wood making bits. I know it's not a bit, you know what I mean, my tool, my wood making tool. So that's probably better my tools being there than in there. So I got upstairs and I thought, well, what's the point of putting all this stuff over here to bring it out again? So I ended up, well, for the old scrappers in the know, that's a Dyson ball hoover that contains a motor. We'll have a look at that afterwards. So we started on the battery starter charger, and I'm thinking, oh, you know, these cables might be more useful for that one I'm going to repair. So we're taking it to bits carefully. We're going to try and save like the switch mechanisms. This sounded like a bag of spanners. I'll set it up for you. But I can't figure out how to get this switch through that hole. And it doesn't look like it wants to go through that hole. So maybe we need to make that hole a bit bigger. That seemed to have worked. Right. Oh, it's all coming. Oh, look, it's a torch. Alright, we can do some fiddling. Right, how are we going to clear this up? Stroll on, doesn't time fly when you're enjoying yourself? 10 to 8. Right. So, well, we've had to clean up. We've had to clean up so we could pour this vanilla stout out. Get to that in a sec. Right, well, what I brought things up. What did I end up out of that? Well, 12-volt extension lead could come in handy. Couple of fuse holders, bits for sticking in air compressor, bits for blowing things up, various nozzles, some switches, 12-volt. These called them cigarette lighters, didn't they? But 12-volt switches. Got a nice couple of clamps, copper cables. I've checked that. I'm not so sure about. I know it's 12-volt. I've seen it lit up, but when I look at this, the circuit board there with a transformer on, some MOSFETs. I don't see the reason for there being a transformer. Not, of course, you've got 240 volts going in, haven't you, to charge it up? Oh, no, you've not. You've 12 volts going in. That's yeah, that's that bit there. So you've only 12 volts going in. So why do you need a transformer? Unless you need to step the power up to light them. We'll try it sometime with 12 volts. I've got my own portable 12 volt power supply there. Of course, we've got this lamp, and it's got on a big lead which you can wind back in. And of course, I said I'll try the compressor for you to tell you it sounds like a bag of spanners. To do that, I'll have to put you up on this. Oh, space, the final frontier. Not be like that shortly. So first and foremost, let's see if this torch works. Like that to that. Take that one off there and connect it to that. Oop. There you go. I've now got a torch. Where? Oh, whoever remember Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons? I don't know the tune now. Do Well, that sounds more like sharks, doesn't it? That one out of Jaws. Anyway, Captain Scarlet of the Mysterons. Might be a bit too old for you, that, guys. It might for some of you. Anyway, so that works. Right, that works. Now, we could convert the end of that and put a socket on it, and then I can use it in the car as a torch. Right, we've got this to 12 volt compressor. Put that on there. Put that on there. Let's click that, I think. And that means if I touch this, you got the idea. It don't sound that healthy. Aluminium, some scrap in there. What else is there? Nothing. Oh, there's one more thing, isn't there? What is this like? Well, I'm fast running out of time here, and I think I'm going to have to call it. I'm just going to have to display my half a factory season, half a factory in my shed. Season 1, episode 1. It'll be the next video when I start bringing that stuff in here and stripping it. Sorry if I got your hopes up earlier, but it'll be worth waiting for. Well, for you machinists and engineers, you know. Paul at the Knackler's workshop, he'll be interested. Possibly even John's workshop. Nell's mechanical workshop. There's loads of them. NZ, machinist. There's loads. We go on and on and on. I'm not about the big people like A-Bomb and this old Tony. They won't be watching me. Ian in his shed. No, I don't think so. Dark. Got a good head on it. Ooh, you can smell the vanilla. Oh, I deserve that after all that hours I've been at it. I could drink that. Not too many of them, it's a little heavy. And there's a very vanilla aftertaste. Well, it says, doesn't it? It says it on tin, doesn't it? Does what it says on tin. Vanilla flavoured stout, a full creamy stout with sweet hints of vanilla flavour. It's quite strong actually, 5.2%. So it's not a session beer, is it? You know, it's one after your tea, sweet beer after your dinner. Well, oh God, I'm getting there. Honestly, I see light at the end of the tunnel. I'll give you a quick peek, and then I'm going in, and I'll see you lot. See you lot in the next video. Everyone take care. Sunday night, I think Scrapping Irish is live tonight. See you all soon. Watch out for the sneak peek of what's coming. Well, it's a start. It's not a big start, but even the longest journey starts with the smallest step. So what did we have there? Well, to be honest, I've forgotten. Well, not that I've forgotten. When I picked this stuff up, I didn't have a great deal of time before the sirens were going. I could hear the sirens coming, should I say. Bits and pieces. One RCD, some electrical switch gear. I'll just put that to one side. There is boxes of this stuff. Ooh, looks like the rats have had a go at it. A Mititoyo depth gauge with some rods. As I said, all this stuff was oh no. More than right. You people are going to have to help me out here because I don't even know all it is. Inside micrometer, but there doesn't appear to be a micrometer reading bit. I don't know, maybe you take those things, because I've hold them, there's some, look at the size of that one, and another one. This one's interesting because it's got, you know, them two fingers, and you'll see two little levers there. So them two fingers are adjustable, and when you press the anvil, another lever comes up from way in that corner. So I guess you set those levers to a size you're happy with, and you just put it over and see if you get within those. I think I've got no idea. I'm sure some machinists will tell me, some engineers. Everything twists and moves. Oh, what's this here? Oh, I tell you what, I've got a bit of oil on here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 24. All money. Pre-decimalisation. All nice and free. Moves nice and free. Some 24-inch vernier caliper. And there's more stuff like that as well. I was only giving you a teaser, weren't I? What have we got here? Ooh. Well, whatever it is, all them are missing. There's a clock there, and oh. We'll go over the top like that, okay. Well, it seems to be responsive. Right, I've got some sort of clock, dialing clock with an arm. Oh, that. I looked that up. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. If you want to buy one of them new, they're over £1,000 in English money. I did say it was just a teaser, this. It was just a teaser. And boxes of this stuff to go through. Boxes. At one point, I used to this. They were just like the sweepings in a bin. Well, I'm going to say that's solid carbide. That is a solid carbide bit. If I'm wrong, folk let me know. Got something written on that. 100 it says. 100, 7791. Oh, some more writing. I have to take my glasses off to read. Kennametals. I've heard of Kennametals. NEC 18 KC 610. I bet there's some machinists out there who know what that is. But that says to me it's a carbide bit. But I wouldn't know if it fell off the roof and hit me on the head. That's tiny, isn't it? I guess that's tool steel. Yep. Carbide. That must have been a fair old shatter. That's lots of bits. Another broken bit. Maybe I've got the reject tub here. Another broken one. Oh well. And some I don't know, teeth on that one. As I said, this is just a tease. Look at them. They look brand new, don't they? Water separators. Victron Energy. Victron chargers. 12 volt 6 amps. Maybe I can throw that one away. Told you I had more verniers. Look at all these verniers. It's just full of verniers, this thing. Oh, and a caliper. Oh, fingers fell off. A cheap meter. Off. I wouldn't expect it to work. I've had it more. Ooh, what the heck? What the heck is that? Hey. Right. Go on. One last look. What have we got in here? A nice little vise. Looks homemade to me. T-slot. Oh. Lots of little aluminium blocks with recessed holes and chamfers on them. Anybody any idea? And more importantly, you machinists out there, what are they? Or do I just weigh them in as aluminium? As I said, I have boxes and boxes of this stuff, so I'm going to do a series. Half a factory in my shed. Half a factory. HAFIMS. HAFIMS. So you start seeing that title, HAFIMS, Season 1, Episode 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be just about going through the stuff that I got from that factory, which I've had in here way too long. And we'll go through and see what's rubbish and maybe what's worth keeping for my own workshop eventually. Here in his shed. See you soon.